It's a bit counterintuitive, actually, if I'm honest. I'd rather these elections weren't taking place. I don't think the former police authorities, or soon-to-be former police authorities, were doing that bad a job, and there are all sorts of risks and dangers with putting so much power into the hands of an individual, and that's really what my party campaigned against in the Commons and in the House of Lords. But as John Maynard Keynes once famously said, I think, when the facts change, so do I. What do? We're going to have the elections, and I'm standing in West Mercia to try and keep the politics out of the police. I really do think there's a danger that if we have a Conservative Commissioner elected, that person is just going to be following a government agenda which is implementing the cuts, cutting police numbers, potentially starting the privatisation of some frontline policing. I want to come in and give the Chief Constable a free hand from political interference by trying to maximise the budget, trying to keep as many officers on the street, trying to keep privatisation away, and actually representing the views of ordinary people as opposed to the government in our policing. I think if PCCs are to be really effective, they need to be talking to communities, businesses, organisations, families, individuals about what their priorities are, because the role of actually pulling together a police and crime plan, which will be the priorities for the police to implement, is an important one. So I see a key role for the Police and Crime Commissioner actually talking to communities about, well, what's your experience of policing, what's your experience of crime, how would you want to combat and how would you want to tackle that. Of course, there's a real problem, though, with the government implementing such large cuts. It's going to be very difficult to maintain the same sort of police presence that we currently have and have had in previous years under Labour governments, but that will be a challenge for the Police and Crime Commissioner to meet, I think. How to avoid the worst effects of the worst cuts we've ever had to policing budgets ever implemented, affecting frontline policing in West Mercia. That's not going to be easy. 16,000 officers being lost across England and Wales, nearly 400 of those in my own police authority area. We're going to be losing 90 police community support officers. My first job is to set a budget and a plan which will protect our communities from the cuts that this government is actually implementing, and that's a really big challenge.